Hello there everybody, Sam's Trains here, welcome back to the railway and welcome back to one of my Express Diesel Month reviews. Today, as you can tell, I'm going to be looking at these Lima Class 20 locomotives. Now, I really wanted to unbox these because they're such interesting models. There really is so much about them that I find intriguing. Now, I've got two of them as you can see here. We've got the Rail Freight Grey version and the BR Green version. And of course this is supposed to be an express review, but there is a lot to talk about here. So I'm going to start opening them up while I talk. Right, let's do this one first, I think. Okay, so yeah, these were produced by Lima, but they were actually some of Lima's later models, which means that they've actually got quite a lot more detail than you'd expect on a Lima loco. So here's the green one here, as you can see. Now, Lima are known, of course, for having the exact same mechanism in every single one of their models, and I was talking to Mark Filter about this. The Class 20, and I think there's one other Coco that is like this as well, has a different mechanism, and that is totally bizarre and unheard of for Lima. So I'm going to get the other one out, and I'm going to show you that. Now, the other really unusual thing about these is the way in which the body comes off, which I found absolutely ridiculous. It really was crazy, and it took me ages to figure out how to do it, but here we go. Here's the Rail Freight Grey one, as you can see, and here goes. Here is how you remove the body. Are you ready for this? Yes, if you can't tell, I'm actually ripping the buffers off, and that's the only way you can get this body off, and as you can imagine, it did take a while for me to figure that out. Right, so once the buffers are all off, you should just be able to take the body off. There we go. Now, as you can see, under here we have a totally cast metal chassis, which again is very unusual for Lima because they were known to be, you know, budget model manufacturers, and their chassis were invariably made from plastic, but no, not this one. Okay, so the other strange thing, yeah, there's a cam motor there, look. So it's not got the pancake motor at all, and it's got a drive shaft which goes to the wheel set, and yeah, that is very unusual for Lima, and of course the pickups come from here. So yeah, it doesn't have the pancake motor, and it actually runs really beautifully. Now, the other interesting thing about this model from Lima is that it is still produced today. It's not produced under the name Lima though, it's produced under the name Hornby. So yes, the Hornby Class 20s are exactly the same as this. It's the exact same tooling, and it's actually the exact same mechanism. It's just got a slightly updated motor, I think, and probably a slightly different gearing or something like that. But yeah, the Hornby ones, these days, I think it's the Class 20 with the TTS sound that's just come out, hasn't it? It's in a lot simpler livery than this. I think it's just in the BR Blue or something like that, isn't it? So if you want to get a Hornby Class 20, but you don't want to pay Hornby prices, pick up a Lima one. They are exactly the same, and they run just as nicely. They really do. They're fantastic runners. So there we have it, the Lima Class 20s, very intriguing models, as I'm sure you could tell. I'm going to review one of these up close for you in just a second, but for now here's a couple of shout outs and also a little bit of history on the Class 20. So hello to George Petty, Tyson's Trains and CFC Thomas 1. Thank you very much for getting in touch. So the Class 20 was introduced to British Railways in 1957 and was one of the very first diesel electric locomotives to be deemed successful. 228 of the class were built over about 11 years and eventually earned themselves the nickname choppers due to the sound that they made when running under load. In total, 22 Class 20s survive in preservation and can still be found running today on various preserved lines, of course. So there she is then, the very lovely Lima Class 20 up against the white background, and this one is the BR Green one, D8138. And yeah, as I say, this is probably one of the most detailed Lima locos, but it's by no means a modern and sort of up-to-date model in terms of the detail. There really aren't very many separately fitted parts. In fact, the only ones I can really find are the buffers, of course, which have to be separately fitted in order to get them out. But having said that, the paintwork is quite nicely done, and yeah, it's the same on the Rail Freight Grey one as well, of course. Even though the handrails are just part of the moulding, you can see that they have been picked out into the silver paint, and that's true for the door handles and also the handrails aside the doors, and also the windscreen wipers and things like that. The moulded detail is fairly intricate as well. As you can see, all the grills look fine. I mean, there's nothing really to say about that, is there, to be honest? And up on the roof, as you can tell, it has been painted into a lovely cream colour, which just complements the green just lovely. And as you can see, the fan is actually reasonably realistic. It just looks fantastic to me. Fantastic. I didn't mean to make that joke. But yeah, it does look realistic, and it isn't a physical fan, it is just a moulding trick, which is very impressive. As you can see at each end, there aren't any real lights, and I'm not actually sure whether Hornby retrofitted these to have lights. It might be worth finding that out. But as you can see, there's sort of like a blank space here, which looks to me like it should have a head code in it or something like that. I'm no expert, but no, nothing like that with this model. So yeah, I'm going to move on now. now I'm going to move on to the performance. I think you get the message with the detail, and I don't really want to go on about it any longer. But as you can see, a fairly nicely detailed model, and certainly once it's running on the track, you don't notice its inadequacies too much. Okay, let's get them tested then. So there you have it then, my two lovely Class 20s down onto the layout. The green one here is pulling some blood and custard coaches, and she's pulling those forwards. And yeah, they were mostly used for freight, but they did sometimes do passengers, so I've done that. The rail freight grey one is going to be pulling backwards, because obviously they did do that quite a bit, and she has got a good strain. And then on the inner line you can just see here we've got the Class 27 in the blue with some intercity coaches. And elsewhere on the layout there are lots of other Lima locos, except one isn't Lima, so see if you can spot which one that one is. But anyway, let's get this green one tested then at a nice slow speed, and the slow speed is very good. It's not brilliant, but it is very good. So let me just show you that. Yeah, can go slower, but then it gets a little bit unreliable, shall we say. Let's bring it back. But you just get the feeling that they're very smooth. They are very, very smooth. Okay, let's get this one started then. Off she goes. There we go, not too quick. Okay, the rail freight grey one. Look at that, they're just such good smooth performers, and because they've got that cast metal chassis, they just pull so well. Very, very powerful. There we go. Okay, good luck spotting the other locos then, and let's have a quick running session. Yep, very, very nice. Somehow I've ended up with the goods train going faster than the passenger train, which probably wouldn't have happened in real life. There must be a reason why that goods train's going so quick. Not sure. No idea. Oh, we've just missed the Class 27 as well. Oh well, I'll get another shot of her. 27 did I say? No, that's not right. It's 23 I think, isn't it? What am I like, honestly? There she is. Much better. Well, there we go. The train spotters are scrabbling to get their notepads now. No, I'm just kidding. Here are my ratings for the Lima Class 20 then. Detail 6 out of 10, performance 8 out of 10, character 9 out of 10, build quality 10 out of 10, value for £30 to £40, I thought that was pretty good, 10 out of 10, which gives them overall 8.36 out of 10, puts her 24th, there you go, in the ranking, just above the Cross D9F and below the 14XX. And of course the quality and the price is what makes this one do so well. Alright folks, well that's it for my review of the Class 20. I do hope you've enjoyed it because, as I say, they are quite interesting models, I think. If you did enjoy the video, please feel free to leave it a like or even a comment, and if you'd like to, check out the Facebook and Twitter pages, which are at facebook.com/samstrains or twitter.com/samstrains. Don't forget, I also have a repair service, so if you've got any locos that aren't behaving themselves, you can now send them in to me very cheaply and I will repair them for you, and that's been going really well recently, so thank you all very much for that. Anyway folks, that's just about it. The Wall of Fame, don't forget, if you want to send photos in, you can just email them to samstrains@outlook.com and you might just see yours up on the wall. But for now folks, that is it. Thank you once again for watching, lovely to have your company as always, and I will see you all very soon. Cheers everybody.